All right, let's jump right into it. This is going to be a threefer. This is coaching what looks like Plat zerg. There's going to be a couple different ones. I'm just on a Smurf account right now. Not that it really matters. And we're going to jump right in. Let's check out these replays. As you can see, my green screen not being in use right now. Okay, so we're watching from the view of the Blue Zerg non-stick pan. Great name, by the way. Fantastic. So ZVZ, we always, if we're going to play macro style, we always want to open up 16 hatch. It's just safer. That way we'll have our hatchery up and our pool done, so we have the extra production if they 12 pool us or something. Not that we won't have to pull drones, we still will, but we can hold it a lot easier. Sorry. So we're going to 17 hatch. I mean, it's technically the most economical, don't get me wrong. It's a slight difference, but it's just a little bit more gamble because that timing in ZVZ is so critical. Or maybe we are going to 16 hatch, which is doing it weird. So I'm going to pause it right here for a second. When we 16 hatch, what we end up doing is when our Overlord pops, we make the 2 drones, but rather than rallying anything, we just pull it off the neuron like you did, but we pull it off at like 175-ish minerals, because if we do it at that time, by the time it gets down here, we have exactly 300. As we can see, we're going to hit 300 a little bit early, therefore we're just kind of defeats the purpose of 16 hatching. We do it so we can get it down so quickly, and what the fuck is this? This doesn't happen in ZVZ. What in the actual fuck is this guy doing? He's still on 13 drones. Like, he had to bank up so much money to be able to, first off, make a hatchery for it to go long enough so that the creep would still be there to cancel it into an evo. This is... I mean, that's your right response. Perfect. Just take another one. Fuck it. The Evo chamber will die on its own. It's not worth us wasting our time trying to kill it. That's all it's trying to accomplish, is delaying it. So we'll just take our third. Whatever. Okay. I typically go gas pool, but pool gas is fine. It's not that big of a deal. Not in this level, anyway. I'm going to be super nitpicky, I'm sorry. When we do it this way, these 2 drones can just be straight up rallied into the gas geyser. That way we keep 16 on minerals as long as humanly possible. And the next drone that we make will be rallied to the mineral lines, and as soon as this pops, 2 will pop out here and go into gas. We pull 1 off minerals to put it in gas for 3, so that the time we have 15 on minerals out of 16 is like 3 seconds. It's pretty minimal. I mean, we didn't end up not having 16 on minerals. It's just the more efficient way to do it. But this game's weird already, because what the fuck is this zerg doing? 2 sets of lings, 2 sets of queens, perfect. I'm digging it. Our zergling speed is a little bit late. So, given the fact that this is a weird-ass game, I'll cut you a lot of slack, don't get me wrong. But ling speed starts at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. We are at 2:33 and it hasn't started yet. Not that your opponent's has either, so we're still in a fine position, but we can definitely tighten that up. Still no ling speed. Immediately into a lair. What the fuck are we doing? You made this game weird and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna make it weirder. Okay, so before we even scope, sorry, I'm just starving. I didn't mean to do that. What are we going to see? Well, what we pretty much expected to see. He invested so much into doing that Evo thing that, I mean, he's behind. It's 21 drones, you're 27. He's got nothing in production. Like, he's not taking a third. He's really doing fuck all. So this early layer is really weird to me. Him doing this might, again, because it's weird, it might make you think that, hey, I'm not in a good position or I'm not ahead in this game. You were so far ahead, especially because you were smart enough to say, fuck it, and just take your third. That puts you in such a good position. The reason you don't see this is because that's what any decent player would do, but in lower MMR, there's going to be a lot of zergs that are going to try and headbutt their way through that Evo chamber so they can get their hatchery down at their natural, and then he wins. So I hope when we scout this, we just go home and say, oh, holy shit, I'm ahead. All right. We do see a chunk of lings, but like, no Bane Nest, no nothing. If I saw this right now, considering our drone count and everything, we could just put literally, because we have a good chunk of money, good chunk of workers, we can just put 1 spine per base and then just pump out our own lings while getting Bane speed. But, or Baneling Nest, sorry, but we don't even have ling speed. It's 350. I don't understand what we're doing. Okay, 2 spines there, that's fine. I mean, it's a little overkill, but okay, then we're going overkill here. We don't need this many spines. Okay, we're getting a Roach Horn and an Evo chamber. Okay. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. If we're ever uncomfortable in a situation or we're not sure where we're at, we cut drones, we make a little bit of static D like we did, except we overkilled it. And we have to make some units. And now it's not ideal. We don't always want to make units, but if we're ever in a position where we aren't sure and we're a little bit nervous, it's better to make the units than it is not to, because we can at least move across the map and counter if nothing's coming with those units. What do we have in production? 16 lings, but they're quite late. Like, we've got 16 lings to his 32, and he's got ling speed. We don't. This is going to be... If we move our queens and we get in a good position here, we might just have to sack the drones. We might lose the hatch, but as long as we don't lose a bunch of drones, we're still in a better position. This is not the fight we want. Don't fight him on that ramp. There we go. Meanwhile, what are we looking at? I mean, we're getting injects. That's awesome.
Our forces are under attack.
We're not looking at this as it's going... I mean, it's going down regardless, but... What are we looking at? Okay. We made a Roach Warren. Fine. Do we need to use the Roach Warren right now? No. Until there's like a critical mass of roaches, lings will always beat them, especially lings with speed, because they'll always be able to get the engagement. They'll always be able to get the surround. Like, it takes a good chunk of roaches before you can really take on a big, pure ling army. It's kind of comical. Once you have enough roaches, obviously they just shit on the lings, but until you get to that point, the lings win the fight a lot of the time. And it's because they can get the surround. So I really don't like that we're making roaches right now. What I'd like to see is... So we just took it in the ass, unfortunately. Pardon my French, but it's true. But we made a bunch of lings, okay? And he's already fucked off. Well, he's sitting on a ramp. What can we do? We can't really... I mean, we can engage this. It's shittier for him now that we actually have the units, because we'll have 2 areas of attack where he's... I mean, all of his lings aren't going to be able to attack in this choke. Just the ones up here and just the ones down here. But I'd really like to see us moving across the map, at least, if nothing else, for a scout, but we could counter right now. Obviously, his lings are still here, yes, but if we move across with more, he's going to pull home. And then, I mean, if it does, he's going to turn into a weird base trade, but I don't know what I'm saying. This is such a weird game. Let's just see what happens, I guess.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, we don't want to be wasting our money with roaches right now. So you can pair lings with roaches really, really well, because the lings can get the surround on any units, and then the roaches can come in and clean it up. But we still don't have ling speed. So ignore what I said about moving out with our lings. I keep forgetting that. It's just such an assumed, it's such a given. But we don't. And like, what is our opponent doing on his side of the map? I mean, he's getting Carapace, okay. So he's expecting the Banes to come. Neither one of you went for a Bane Nest, which is really freaking weird. Okay, we're gonna lose that queen. But, you know, at least we're playing tight to the static D. I dig it. We clearly have some lings that are not control grouped because they're just chilling idle. Okay, now we're in a good position. Now we can go for roaches. Because we can clearly see, hey, no more lings are coming our way. Like, this is it. He's just leaving these on our side of the map. Honestly, F2, clean these up, take your third, go up to 41 drones, and pump out roaches like a madman. Okay, our opponent, I'm assuming he's going to knight us because he's still on 2 bases. He's made no attempt to take a third. Speed this up. How many gases are we on? Just 1. Okay. If we're going to do non-stop roach production, 3 gases is ideal. It's just kind of the way to go. Like, when I say 41 drones, it'll be 3 gas geysers, 2 bases fully saturated on minerals, and then the 3rd base is essentially for production. Okay, so he's fucking off with his lings. He's leaving 1 here to see if you're going to take a 3rd. We're just... I don't know what your thought process is here. And, like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I just have to be critical. It's kind of how we learn. We're kind of just sitting in limbo. We took a bunch of damage. I mean, it wasn't critical damage by any means, but we're not counterattacking. We're not, you know, trying to go into a later game. We're kind of just stuck in limbo. There we go. Like, we kind of just took some damage and went, and then just froze. Is a drone morphed into an Evo or gas geyser? Oh no. That's a free drone. That sucks. Okay, so let's just take a breather here for a second. Let's look at the losses. Yes, we are ahead, but we really only lost 2 drones. The rest was lings and a hatch. It sucks, but we're not that far down. Don't get me wrong. If we look at the income, obviously it's favored for him, especially for gas, because we're just now taking a second to gas. But he's only up 6 drones. It's still a good chunk, don't get me wrong, but in Plat, do you really think that matters that much? No. God, no. So we've got, how many queens do we have here? Just 3, no inject queued. How many queens do we have here? 1, at least we do have an inject queued. We have no rally points set for our hatcheries, which is why everything's just clumping up. There's if you click on a hatchery, there's 2 rally points, unlike a Nexus or Command Center. 1 to the mineral line, which is this beige one. Then you can click another one for a white one, which is where the units will be rallied to. Honestly, all we need to do is get our 3rd down, take a breath, pump out more roaches than our opponent, which we already have. If we look at the army supply, we're up massively. If we look at the upgrades, we never used our Evo, and he's getting a Spire. We don't have any information. We have to use lings to our advantage. Now, you can't because we don't have ling speed. Even if you don't want to play with lings, in any matchup, get ling speed. It is always worthwhile because that's how you're going to scout a majority of the time in ZVZ. What they're going for is you make a handful of lings and run them in. They can die immediately, doesn't matter, but they're fast and quick enough that they'll get in and get the scout that you need. Like, if we knew a Spire was coming, we could drop just a single spore per base and we would be okay with our queens. We could get a Hydralisk Den and we would be fine. But I have a feeling that we're going to have no idea this is coming. Okay, let's pause. So we're moving out. We have 31 roaches to his 12. Yes, he has 6 Mutalisks. And yes, roaches don't shoot up. He's still on 2 bases. These spines are just going, like, they're not done. They're not done. By the time we get there, they'll just be finishing up. We can just break him. We could literally just, like, do we have roach speed? We do have roach speed at least. All we would need to do is just non-stop injects, roaches, move across the map. Yes, Mutalisks are going to kill the roaches, but Mutas don't do that much damage to roaches. And before the Mutalisks will be able to clean it up, you'll have killed every structure he has and you'll have won the game.
I'm under attack.
Okay. So we are targeting down the spines. We're kind of in a position where we have to fight. I can't really critique you for this because we're going to bust him, especially now that we know the mutas are out. But I would like to see a better spread of your units, because, like, see all these roaches in the back? They're not attacking. If we just box some and move them over to the right, then these ones can move up forward, and then all of our roaches can attack at once. By doing this, essentially the spines get more damage, and we'll lose more roaches than we should have. I mean, we still should win. I don't see any reason why. We're producing more roaches, but how many... We got 5 larvae. Oh, we don't have any injects queued up, do we? Okay, we do have 1 inject queued there. No inject. No inject. How many queens do we have? We have 4 queens and 1 inject queued. Not good. Okay, in situations like this, fuck the drones. Right now, it's about structures. The mutalisks will clean up the roaches. It's inevitable, but it takes a while. It's kind of like, you know, you can make ultralisks versus mutalisks because the mutas can't kill them fast enough. It says that's exactly why they make ultralisks versus carriers and High Templar, because the carriers can't kill ultras fast enough and they can go under and snipe down the fucking High Templar. We just need to right click on this hatchery and then right click on that hatchery. We don't need to bother with the drones, because if we kill the hatcheries, he's not mining and he has no production. By killing the drones, he's just going to keep making mutas, and we have no response to the mutas, nor we're making drones. No, 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 no. Oh, we don't need to be making drones right now. ZVZ is tough. It's played on a knife's edge for a reason. The best time to drone in ZVZ safely is when you're moving out, because you'll have enough time to make another round of units, and your injects will pop. You'll have another inject round ready to go by the time you actually get to your opponent's base, and you can judge whether or not you need to drone or make units then. By making units making drones right now, we're pretty much sealing our fate. We'll have no larvae left over, and clearly once he cleans this up very soon, we'll have no larvae left over to make anything. So we're very, very bad time to drone, unfortunately. Typically, it's you drone when you're moving out, and then when you're attacking, you're making units. Okay, so what do we have? Yeah, we've got a good drone lead, don't get me wrong, but we've just got nothing. We haven't even been making extra queens. Okay, we're going so overkill in the spores. Oh my goodness gracious. Like, honestly, we could have just been pumping out queens and we would have... No, I mean, pure queen. It's going to take a lot of queens to kill these many mutas, but it's not like he has upgrades or anything for them. Like, he's got nothing. But we have nothing. Yeah. Just going to speed this up because it's inevitable now. It's GG. What are we looking at? Oh, Ravagers. You're not going to hit them with the bio. Oh, what a dick. Bye. I hate it when players, especially those that aren't, like, I consider myself average in Grandmaster. I am not a god by any means. But anyone below that, when they get all cocky and bye, get the fuck out of my game, scrub, oh, fuck yourself. You lost that game purely because of bad scouting, bad decision making, and you were in limbo for so long. After that weird hatch thing. And he counterattacked with your lings. You just didn't do anything. Oh, get ling speed. All right, let's move on to the next one. Not techno. Alright. Alright, I'm digging the Overlord placement. That's nice. Hey! Beautiful! Someone's been watching some videos. We get hatch block? Perfect. No, oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna teach you a pro gamer move right here. So, I love the attempt at the double back, but the better way to do it, when you see this, obviously he's going to pull this probe. Well, obviously this guy does. He pulls the probe because he's like, well, if you're going to go there, I'm going to fucking hatch block over here. What you do then is just leave this drone to go over here and it'll come back eventually. Grab another one and then pull it down, and you'll get it every time. Why did he double back like that? Like, he didn't have vision. Okay, he moves up here. He did not have vision that you moved your... Yeah, he just... Okay, that's... Sixth Sense shit. But it's not a big deal. We're in a solid position. Everything's fine. Okay, our gas was really late there. Two queens, let's get two sets of lings. Okay, so it's really, really important, especially in this one. I don't like this. Okay. It's really, really important, especially when we get a hatch blocked, that we cannot skip our lings. You shouldn't ever anyway. But the reason that this hatch block is so deadly is because he's going to, if he was smart, I don't know if he's going to or not, he's going to make an adept. And the adept, instead of having to risk fighting here and fighting here to snipe a few drones, because the queens are going to push it away, it can just sit here and it's going to watch the drones rally, and it's just like snipe, free drone, snipe, free drone. If we don't have any lings to push it back or contest it, you lose a lot of drones that way. So not ideal to skip the lings here. Please tell me we get ling speed. Please, 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 please. 100 gas, let's go. Oh, why are we going straight to lair? Other than ZVZ, where we never pull off of gas, versus Protoss and versus Terran, our first 100 gas goes to ling speed, then we pull 2 drones off of gas. And we leave it that way. Then when we have 100 gas again, from the 1 drone going back and forth, you can get your lair. Sound fair? Sounds fair. We do not need a lair this early. And by doing this, we're having 1 less queen coming out. We're delaying our ling speed, which I have a feeling we have no intentions of getting. Like, if we're not going to get ling speed, which we always should, don't even open up gas. Don't bother. Okay, so the time for blind spores versus Protoss is 3 minutes 30 seconds. We do not have any spores in production. Okay, this dude's going straight for charge. Does he have a... No, he doesn't have a Stargate. Oh, why is he going Roto? Okay. Sorry, you named this replay Void Ray Charge Lot All In, which I'm sure it is, don't get me wrong, but this is... Why would he open up Roto? Typically, if it's any form of whatever, if it's going to involve Void Rays, the Stargate goes down first. So you can actually get the Voids out. Yeah. So, how many drones did we lose? Oh my good lord. Hold the phone. What did I miss? Oh no. What were we looking at? Oh no. We made no attempt to pull the drones back! Oh, God! I mean, this man's free to do whatever he wants now. He's just pretty much reset our economy. It's 5 minutes, we have 30 drones and 2 hatcheries. Typically at this time, we should have around 50 drones, 3 hatcheries. So we're down a lot. And now we're forced into making units when we're down on drones, which is really bad. So, we're even more boned. Okay, let's pause. What do we have? He's got 3 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and a Warp Prism. Meanwhile, he's got 5 gateways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 gateways, okay. He's just got charged. He doesn't have +1, which is weird. Yeah, we're in a terrible spot. Like, terrible. If we hadn't lost those drones, we would have been fine. We could have just had our third. You'd hold this the same way as you'd hold a Gladept, anything like that, Queens and Roaches. You stop at 41 drones. But I have a feeling we're about to lose pretty heavily, unfortunately. We're not supply block, so that's something to look forward to. We're banking a lot of money, but we only have 4 larvae. We have a drone in our army hotkey. Okay, we see it. We see it. What are we looking at? Oh no. We see it. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. We don't need a Hydralis den right now. It's go time. We need more roaches. He bamboozled ya. Oh, he hit you with the old 1-2 punch. So that game, we skipped Lings, and the Adepts got a lot of damage done. As I said, they did it in a weird way, but they still got a lot of damage done. We made no attempt to pull the drones back, and once we lost 16 drones that early, we were dead. We were dead in the water, man. I'm sorry to tell you. All right, and then the final one we have is Proxy 3 racks. Let's see what happens. Okay, extractor trick. All right, well, I dig the 16 hatch for safety. I mean, you can. Terran's the only matchup where you can blindly go 17 hatch every time, because there's nothing a Terran can do that would punish you for going 17 hatch. So, this Overlord, where is it on the way to? Oh, it should get vision of this one at least. It should get this one. I'm not sure it's not gonna get that third, but it doesn't matter. As soon as we see a proxy racks. Now, are we noticing it? It's awesome that we have vision of it, but that's only half the battle, G.I. Joe. We do have to look at it ourselves. Okay, we do look, awesome, and we see the third. Deadly. Pulling the boys. How many are we pulling? Not enough. 13. 13 is a magical number. We don't want to pull them all because then we have absolutely no income. And we're just trying to buy time for our Lings to pop. That's all we are. We can prevent the bunkers from going up with these drones, but the appropriate number to pull is 13. That way we have enough damage and enough threat to actually stop and prevent this, buy ourselves some time without losing. I mean, we're going to lose a lot of mineral income, obviously, but without losing too much. But if we don't pull enough, then we're just sending these drones off to die. Just like, here you go. So, not enough. But, who knows? Maybe we'll be able to do something. Okay, so these racks are positioned really well. Obviously, we can't get us around, but we don't need to kill the Raxes right now. All we need to do is prevent the bunkers from going up and get the surrounds and the Marines. The #1 goal, obviously, is prevent the Raxes or bunkers from going up. That is priority #1. Priority #2, every single time we see a Marine, get the drone surround on it. That way it can't go anywhere. And believe me, 13 drones will kill a Marine. Okay, I hate this. I hate this. This is not the reason we pull the boys. No, 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 no. Just give up. Just go back home. Go back home. There's no bunkers. We're okay. We could just make spines. No, 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 no. Oh my god, he's kiting you so well. Okay, we're giving up. Finally. Holy shit. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, no, 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 no. Oh. We're sending the Lings in now without the drones. If we had a fought with, if they lined up and you pulled the trigger and pulled all the boys back, that would have been awesome. But now we're just sending Lings in to die for free. And the drones aren't even mining. Oh no. Okay. So, it's the same as a cannon rush, same as anything like this. If we're going to use, like, we don't need to put drones on the bunkers right now, but 2 workers to kill the worker. Like, say you're getting cannon rushed, it'd be 2 drones per probe and then 4 drones per pylon. In this situation, 2 drones on the SCV, the rest of them go back, and the Lings just try and body check the Marines back. We're just trying to buy time for us to have queens and spines up. But we don't have the money. Like, we're losing drones. Like, we're... Oh my god, we've already lost 8 drones. Oh, 12. Oh, no. This is no... We just killed ourselves, man. Oh, no. And we're going to lose the Overlord. Oh, and the bunker's going up. I mean, it's not in range. It doesn't matter. It can't hit the hatchery. But he's got a place to fall back to now. Yeah, this is game. If we had just lost the hatchery, we would have been fine. Honestly. But the fact that we gave him, how many? 12 of our drones and lost the hatchery?
The hive cluster is under attack.
Okay, one thing to keep in mind, I mean, obviously this game's over, but when we pull the boys, like I said, it's a temporary solution to a problem. It's a quick fix, but we have to be smart about it. Because when we pull the boys, our income goes way down, and we really can't afford to lose too many drones, especially in the early game. There's a big difference between losing 10 drones at the 10-minute mark and losing 10 drones at the 3-minute mark. Like, it's a massive difference. All we need to do when we're pulling the boys is trying to get the surround of the Marines to pick off a few and prevent the bunkers from going up. You sent all the boys, half of them were just chilling up here, the other half were attacking this Rax. We're not going to kill it. And even if we could, we don't want to, because by the time we actually killed that Rax, the amount of mining time that we've lost, it'd never be worth it. We're pulling the boys as a desperation, and we're only doing that to prevent the bunkers from going up, and if we can pick off some Marines. Behind it, we need to get spines, lings, and queens, and we just didn't. And then we kept the boys going. We just... we're making spines now when we're on 9 drones. Like, every drone that we lose right now is such... Like, that's... This one spine is 10% of your income that's coming in right now. Like, that's massive. He doesn't need to push up. He knows how many drones he's killed. He's in a completely fine position. Yeah, he's expanding behind it. The steering player's back too. Like, those bunkers are not accomplishing much. Now that the creep's gone, he could just move a bunker up. Okay, we're gonna try and play this out. Oh, I hate this. Don't do this to yourself again, man. When we're down and out, just GG out. Because even if you won this game, the amount of blood, sweat, tears, and effort that would go into it to win this one game, it might ruin your entire night, like the ladder session, because the rest of your games, this is where all of your energy went. You're fighting such an uphill battle. For your own mental health's sake, it's better to just GG out in these situations. It really, really is. Yeah, he's going straight into tanks. And he's gonna get a Banshee. Or is he gonna actually try and get a battle cruiser? Oh, Liberator. Man, you just love your lair. The only reason I could see a lair being super useful here right now is a Nidus, but it's too late. Like, we're at the 8-minute mark, and Nidus is not going to accomplish a lot. Just don't... Yeah, okay, well... I swear I haven't seen this before. What do we have? Like... He's got 20 Marines. Yeah, they're all on your side of the map. Look at it. Like, look at this nerd. He's just chilling. This is why Dream unfortunately lost to Rogue in the final fucking game. Literally because he left all of his Marines on this side of the map. He could get rid of 2 of these bunkers and literally salvage them, get the money back, move those 8 Marines back home. All he needs is 1 bunker. But I wouldn't even do that because this bunker is not in position to deny the hatchery. He could just literally give up. But I mean, the constant tank production right now, this is not going to work. And considering we only have 2 queens, if we're ever in a position like this and we're going to Nidus or something like that, don't underestimate how valuable queens are. Queens can do a lot of damage. They also have transfuse. Pro gamer move, if you put the queen with the most energy in the Nidus first, when the Nidus pops and they're attacking it, the queen comes out with the most energy first and you can immediately transfuse it. And you keep your Nidus alive. Oh, okay, we have a small window. Okay, he's moving out with everything. He's got nothing at home. If we Nidus immediately, he's halfway across the map. He has to make that decision. Do I go back home and try and defend, or do I make this a base trade? Honestly, the better call for him right now, I would say, is just make it a base trade, because other than queens, you've got nothing that shoots up. He can just float his CCs. He's got 2 orbitals. He can make mules. He can come back in this game, no problem. But at least we do have a small window of opportunity. But I don't even think we're going to get the Nidus off. He's already at, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. This is why we don't play these games out. Because this is just disheartening. Oh, it's not even going to get up. Oh. Sorry, I'll slow it down.
The hive cluster is under attack.
You don't even have enough units, like, you don't even have enough minerals, sorry, to, if you put a drone in the Nidus, to make a hatchery somewhere. We're just so all in here, and it's too uphill of a battle. Look at the army supply, and it's inflated because we're using roaches. Roaches are like one of the most supply inefficient units in the game.
Our drones are under attack.
The libs will choke us out. We don't have a roach more. Do we still have a roach? Well, doesn't really matter. We don't have the money to make ravagers. Chi-chi. What did we do wrong that game? A lot. It all stemmed from the pull of the boys. That was just... It's unfortunate. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully you learned a little bit. And, I mean, you've got a lot of potential, man. Don't beat yourself up just because I was being a little harsh. I don't mean it to be a dick move. I do it because I care. I want you to get better. I really do. So please, just practice. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you soon. Take care.